You won't believe this, as some new information was just released. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, now in this video, I do want to share with you the details of a new report that was just released talking about food prices, grocery stores, and the low income. Now this report has some surprising numbers and statistics that I think a lot of us probably didn't even recognize. That's what I want to share with you here in this video, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate. Not only that, because we are rapidly approaching 500,000 subscribers right here on the channel, and it would mean so much to me if you hit that subscribe button right down below. Please remember, I am here for you each and every day as your daily advocate, as that is my dedication, my commitment, and my promise to you and everybody right here in the community to break it all down, as it is a very confusing, busy, and uncertain time that we are currently living through, and I just want to be here for you to help you out in any way that I can, as we need to understand what is actually going on, as all of this coming out right now is going to impact us in some way, shape, or form. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get into it and talk about all the details of this report and the surprising numbers and statistics that I do want to share with you, because I don't even think that many of us recognize that this was the case. In fact, when I read through the details of this report, I had no clue, and honestly, I was a little bit surprised by all of these numbers. Let me tell you the details about this. All right, so here's what it comes down to. This is specifically focused on, like I said, food prices, grocery stores, and the low income. Did you realize if you are a low income beneficiary, you are incredibly, incredibly important to grocery stores? Did you realize that? Well, it's true. You're going to see all the details here with these numbers in just a second. All right, so get this. We know that this much. In March, the extra allotment for SNAP beneficiaries, which, by the way, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also referred to as food stamps, going across the entire country, about 41 million beneficiaries get benefits on this program every single month. Well, as a result of that, in March, we do know that the extra allotment stops, right? So the extra allotment, as in the $95 extra, or boosting beneficiaries up to the maximum household size for your obvious household size, right? That is ending in March, right? So we know all of this. However, did you know that over the last 3 years, they paid out just under $100 billion more in SNAP benefits in the last 3 years? In fact, it is $98 billion, according to this report, has gone out to the low income for this extra allotment over the last 3 years. Amazing, right? That's really, really nice. In fact, that's about $33 billion every year that has gone out to the low income to help make ends meet and to get a little bit more food on the table for the low income. Again, a nice service. However, unfortunately, that is ending, right? However, let me talk you through some more of the details about this and break down the ramifications of this ending, not only for the low income, but what this all means for food prices and, again, grocery stores as well. I had no clue that this was the case. However, according to this report, they said that over the last 3 years, low-income beneficiaries have accounted for 12.3% of grocery sales for grocery stores over the last 3 years. Meanwhile, prior to the extra allotment coming in, low income and food stamps actually accounted for 7.1% of grocery sales in, any grocery market, right? So that is a huge increase. That's about 5% more of all the grocery sales is because of low income and SNAP beneficiaries. Again, do you think that's going to, have some kind of effect on grocery stores and, their profits and their revenues and things like that, their sales essentially? Yeah, it's going to have a huge impact, right? So grocery stores are very, very dependent on low income and SNAP beneficiaries, okay? That's incredible. That is a lot of extra money. So that is kind of one of the statistics that I want to share, as well as this much. They also accounted for, they said that in some of these areas, the low-income and SNAP beneficiaries account for 10% of grocery profits. So for all the profits that they make, 10% of that comes from low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries who rely on SNAP benefits. They also went on to say that in lower-income areas, that SNAP beneficiaries can sometimes make up to about 20% of profits because of their grocery sales in these lower-income areas. So again, That's huge. You know what I mean? So let me ask you again. Do you think that this is going to impact grocery stores, their revenues, their profits, their sales, all kinds of things like this, just because of the extra allotment ending? Yeah, that's going to make a huge impact on all of these grocers all across the country. So it's not only the low income who are being impacted by this, but all of these grocery stores and, all these stores out there that carry groceries, even the bigger box stores that have, a lot of other things, and they also carry groceries along with that. Yeah, they're going to feel a huge impact to this. Like I said, $33 billion a year going out to the low income. That's not going to be anymore. It's a lot of money, right? It's a lot of money. Anyway, here's what they also said. For the average household of 3, now obviously you could be a household size of 1, 2, 3, 4, you could be a household size of basically any number. And that is what determines how much you're going to get as a SNAP beneficiary. It's based on your household size. But they went on to show in this report here that the average household of 3, so the average household of 3 is going to see their benefits reduced by $166 per month, not through the course of the entire year, per month as a result of the extra allotment stopping. So again, do you think that's going to impact the low income? Obviously, right? Again, I don't need to sit here and reiterate this time and time again saying, do you think it's going to impact? Of course it's going to. This is going to be very, very detrimental for a lot of low income and fixed income beneficiaries who rely on these benefits. That is a huge, huge reduction to benefits. So they're actually suggesting that the average household out there is going to see a reduction of their benefits by $82 per month. And now that's across the board between, household sizes of 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, it doesn't really matter. Depending on the household size, that is the average decline or reduction in benefits because of the extra allotment stopping. Now, here's the thing as well. As always, there's sometimes a silver lining to some of this. There are some states out there that are working on trying to bring these benefits back up to within the borders, within the confines of different states. For example, like New Jersey is one of them, where they're working on this to make sure that this extra allotment, even though the funding on the federal level is ending, on the state level, they're trying to step it up and make sure that this funding is still in place. However, New Jersey and some of these other states that are working on this are the exception to the rule. The vast majority of the states out there are, maybe talking like they want to do something, but for the most part, they're not really enacting anything out there. Now, I have seen a little bit of talk that some lawmakers in Congress want to reinstate the extra allotment, but as I mentioned before in other videos, unless we see some action here really, really quickly, I just wouldn't really count on that as of right now. Maybe in a couple months, maybe they come back and realize what they've done by not reinstating these benefits or extending them out. Maybe they'll realize, we've got a situation on our hands where a lot of people here are really having a lot of food insecurity and struggling in a pretty big way to get food onto the table. So maybe they will come back at some point. Hopefully, because, like I've said before in other videos, they're calling it this hunger cliff. According to what the reports are suggesting is that this hunger cliff is looming, obviously, because a lot of people are losing SNAP benefits and the extra allotment is ending. Therefore, a lot of benefits are being reduced in a pretty substantial way. So these are the details of this report that I want to share with you because these are some huge numbers, right? So not only are they low income, not getting the money that they need to buy the necessary groceries and food, but again, grocers are going to feel the pinch on this in a pretty big way as well. Do we care so much about the grocers? Let's just be real for a second. We don't really care about the grocers that much, right? At the end of the day, about their sales and their revenue and their profits and stuff like that, let's just be real. Do we care that much? Not really. But do we care about the low income? Well, yeah, obviously, right? We care a lot about the low income and the roughly 20 million people who are losing these benefits and the other roughly 21 million people who have already lost these benefits as of last year when their individual states have stopped. So, yeah, it's a big situation that's going on right now. Anyway, I want to share the details of this report as this was just released. And like I said, when I read through the details of this report, I was even surprised to think, wow, I did not realize that the numbers were that big. I didn't realize that 12.3% of all grocery sales are to the low income and SNAP beneficiaries. I didn't realize that. That's a lot, right? That's an eighth. That's an eighth of all the grocery sales are based on the low income. It's a lot of money that they're going to miss, right? So it's a lot of people out there that are being impacted in a pretty big way by all of this. Basically, inaction out of Congress is really what it comes down to, right? So yet again, Congress, thank you very much. They've, done some more great work for the low income. Anyway, obviously I'm being sarcastic. So Hope you're doing well, but again, I want to bring this to your attention because I thought this was very surprising. And again, I like to share this information so we can all be on the same page here and understand what is really going on. Either way, I'm going to continue watching this as well as all the other details out there and any other pieces of legislation, bills, packages, proposals, or any other talk coming out of Congress where they may want to extend this out, where they may want to pass further legislation or to do anything like this to help the low income. Of course, I'm here for you in any way that I can be, but I always think when I come across this information, this is very valuable. We've got to understand this stuff because it directly relates to the low income, fixed income, and virtually everybody in some degree. So either way, I'm here for you. Please, again, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Have a nice day. Enjoy and take care. I'll catch you again later in the next video.